Hello boys and girls. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw this cute koala bear Valentine. For this lesson we're going to be using the art elements of shape, color, and value. Value is the lightness or darkness of an object and how light affects that object and how we see it. So for this lesson we are going to be also using a heart shape, separate piece of paper. This one was done on white paper, and you can decorate it any way that you want. I'm just going to show you how to draw and cut out the heart. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a sheet of paper. Like I said, it can be white. I'm doing a pink sheet just for contrast. You're going to fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And then cut your paper on each of those folds into quarters. Now you can save 3 of these sheets of paper for other drawings or projects that you want to do. We only need 1/4 of the paper. You're going to take the shorter sides and you're going to make them meet, fold it in half like this. Take a pencil, start with your pencil on the fold about an inch, about an inch down, maybe an inch and a half. Start with your pencil again on the fold. Draw a great big curved line. You want it to fill the paper, and then bring your line to the corner of the page. So again, you start an inch down, you draw a diagonal line, then curve and go back to the corner. Now you take your scissors and cut this out. Remember, always make sure your fingers are free from the blade. Turn your paper and not the scissors, always keeping your other hand behind. Now, if you did this correctly, open your heart and you have a heart shape. If you didn't do it correctly, well, luckily you still have 3 more sheets of paper. Now you are going to use this heart as tracing where we're going to place our koala bears. So we're just going to put this down. Make sure that it's at the bottom of the paper and that it's centered on the page. Carefully trace our heart. And you are done. You can then decorate this with the word love, or other hearts, or spirals, or flowers like I did here. Okay, after you have your heart drawn, then it's time to draw your koala bears. So we want our koala bears to have their heads meeting in the middle of the page. So I want to draw one head on this side of my heart. Make sure this is the middle, right? One head, I press harder so that you can see, on this side. So I'm going to draw oval shape. And one head on this side. Try to make them the same size and shape. And I'm going to switch over to markering so that you can see what I'm doing. The next step is to draw the nose. So first I'm going to draw a circle at the bottom of each of my head shapes. And then I'm going to draw the shape of the nose. Koala bear has a pretty big nose for his face. And it's an oval shape. Just like that. We can also draw the eyes, and I think we're going to make the eyes closed because they're so happy. So I'm just going to draw 2 curved lines like this. Notice what I do on one side, I then go and I do on the other side. I'm using extra fine point Sharpie for this. My last project I did with a regular Sharpie, so it depends. If you want thicker lines, you can use a regular Sharpie or just whatever you have. Now I am going to draw the ears. I want my ears to also be circular, and koala bears have pretty big ears. So if you don't have enough room, it's okay if they go off the page like this. It's also okay if they touch. So they're going to right there. So, koala bears are very fluffy. You might want to, when you're drawing your koala bear, make it look like it has fur by doing a little bit of a zigzag line. Just like that, and that makes them look more fluffy. You can also, as I did here, is I added some flowers on one of my koala bears to decorate it. To do that, I draw a circle where I want my flower, and then another circle if I want more than one flower. Maybe I want a whole bunch of flowers, 3. A small circle in the middle, so it looks like a donut. And then simply draw your petals from that small circle to the edge of the bigger circle. Start with the center one. And then move to the next one. Making sure that it looks like it's behind the other one. Oops. And then the last one. You can add some leaves. And then I can outline this as I did with my boy koala. Some zigzag or wavy lines. Okay, so it's already looking pretty cute. We have 2 heads and a heart. We need the rest of our koala bear's body. The rest of the shape is going to be it's a circle, but it's going to overlap with my heart. So we're going to have just a part of a circle there. Can you see that? And then a part of the circle on this other side. Then I'm going to add a little bit of an arm. It's going to be holding my heart. And this arm over here. Again, see how I always do one side and then the other, trying to make my drawing have some reflective symmetry. For the feet, I'm going to draw their feet sticking up. So I'll draw an oval on this side and squeeze an oval on this corner here. And then just draw some lines. Also, we have this gap here, so we want it to look like koala's bodies are complete. There you go. Okay, I'll finish outlining. You can also color in the nose with a Sharpie if you want. And for this, I used the thicker side. and then I'll finish outlining and show you how we're going to shade. Our next step is to add the shading. Shading or shadow is when a form is darker due to the light not reaching it, and because our koalas are gray, we're going to be shading with a pencil. When you shade, use the side of your pencil, see how I'm holding it very loosely in my hand, and then just run your pencil very lightly across the surface. Where you want your koala to be darker, you're going to press, just go over it more, don't even press on down harder. Some of the areas you're going to want to shade a little bit darker I will discuss after we're done shading our whole koala bear. When you have finished shading your koala bears, you can blend if you want. And blending, you don't want to blend with your fingers because then your fingers are already getting dirty, but you'll get them all dirty. I would use a paper towel. This one is from Chick-fil-A. And I would fold it until it is a relatively small rectangle. Then you're going to just fold the corner to a point, just like that. This is now a blending tool, no longer a napkin. And you're going to blend by going in a circular motion and staying within your koala bear's shape, just like this. If you go outside of the shape, it's okay. All you have to do is use your eraser and clean it up right at the edge. So do that with your entire koala bear, everywhere you shaded, and then we'll come back. Now you have a nice gray all over both of your koala bears. Of course, our koala bears don't look very three-dimensional because there isn't really shadow. There's just one shade of gray. In order to create some shadows, you have two tools that you can use. You have your pencil and you have your eraser. What you can do is you can erase areas that you want to be lighter. I know I'm going to want to put some pink in the cheeks, so I'm going to erase some spots in the cheeks. And you might want the top of your koala bear's head to be a little bit lighter, so just gently, because that is where the sun or the light source would directly hit your koala bear and create a highlight near the tops of the ears, just very gently. Now your other tool that you have is your pencil. So, with my pencil, I'm going to go back into areas that I know I want to be darker. One area that I know I would want to make darker would be directly under my koala bear's head, because the head would create a shadow on the rest of my koala bear's body. The harder you push with your pencil, the darker it will be. Or you can just keep going over the same area until you've created enough of a shadow. I also want to do areas directly behind the heart because the heart is going to be in front and that creates a shadow. This part's actually going to be open because we're going to fold our heart like this, so you can actually carry the shading down a little bit into the heart area. Under my koala bear's head. Under the heart. And the bottom of my koala would be darker because that's going to be in more shadow. The leg. maybe the bottom of the foot. And maybe do the bottom of the ears. Anything where you think there might be a little more shadow and you want it to make it look a little more three-dimensional. Okay, you can now blend this some more. Or like I said, you can leave it for the texture. Next, you're going to use your colored pencils to add some color detail. I'm going to take my pink. One trick that I have is to put my hand on another separate sheet of paper so that I'm not smudging everything too much or getting it all over the bottom of my hand. Again, I had to erase because I didn't want the gray to mess up the pink there. So I decided to color pink cheeks. I do recommend colored pencil for this. I did try it before with crayon in this example, and I wasn't as happy. It seemed to smudge more because of the waxiness of the crayon, so I would recommend colored pencil. And I did the cheeks. I think I did the bottoms of the feet. In this one, I made them hearts. And I did the ears and the flowers. So color any other details you might want to have. Maybe you want to put some eucalyptus leaves behind your koala bears. Eucalyptus leaves are the type of plant that koalas eat. And we'll be right back. My koala bears are finished being colored. It is time to add my heart. As I said, we cut out one. You can color it and decorate it however you want. I'm going to take my heart and make sure it fits. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll work. You're going to take a glue bottle. When you open your glue bottle, first close it and make sure there's no dried glue on the top. Open it up. And use just the tiniest amount of glue at the bottom. So I just want a couple little lines because I'm going to be making my heart pop out. And I do that by making sure it's a little bit folded, holding it down just at the bottom, just like that. This I found was a great way if you want to give your Valentine a little treat. You can just put it right in the heart and they get a beautiful work of art and a little treat as well. Okay, I'll just hold it for 10 seconds and then make sure that you put your artist's signature on your work. Have a wonderful day, boys and girls. I cannot wait to see what you create.